Basically, the girls are looking for, but blue noise, ocean waves. So this so basically all the sound wave sound, all those sounds. We have our own wave sounds. Basically, as a policy, we have to have our own noisemakers, like wave sounds, waveform sounds. Basically, the wave sound, the waveforms, all the noise, ocean waves. An anthology. This could definitely be from. Literally, I don't care. It's a be there. That's the all these sounds, nature sounds, white noise, blue noise, brown noise, from our ontology. I don't care where it's from. It has to be produced as a as a music. It's actually a music. That's the thing. It has to be produced as a music kind of element that captures the kind of realness of it. Because I'm saying to you, it's not enough to be going online. It has to be accessible, especially on the phones. Because, you get them. And there should be. If I die, anything, I'm saying this because there should be a way to take a real world voice sound and synthesize it in real time. So basically, it's like a DJ. The sound of the DJ the DJ, how do I put it? The DJ is the world around you, and that world around you makes the sounds. So I'm saying to you, that's the thing. So this is no prison. So, that's the first policy on force. So basically, a bit about me. So this is recording. Yep, this recording. So I am 3-in-1. I'm tripolar, but I'm tripolar unstable. So basically, my stable side is OBI. O for Oscar, B for Bravo. I for India. That's OBI means soul, heart, or soul, and Igbo means heart and soul. You know what I'm saying? So the kind of thing is like OBI means heart and soul. That's basically the person I love. That's me, my favorite side. He can create and destroy anything you give him, but there's some things he cannot destroy because he doesn't have to make it. So anything he can make, you can make, and he makes it. He can destroy your own thing. It doesn't matter if it's a camera or Polaroid camera that's very old, the vintage camera, or the modern waterproof iPhone cameras. It doesn't matter. So that's Mr. OBI for you. He's literally the one that runs Utopia. He's like the one who wants to run. Because you can create something and make sure it's built forever. He can never destroy it. But he's unstable because he's not in Nigeria. So I am Mr. OBI is one polar side of me, but he's unstable. He's unstable because he's not in Nigeria. If he was in Nigeria, I'd be fine. I'll get a house the same. But he's unstable. That's one reality I share with you. So whenever you hear me say things from OBS side, I have a grammar I use. I have a grammar I use, physical grammar. Before I go, I have to say this. So this is one person of me. So as OBI, if I am on if you have Instagram, and I go on Instagram and I go to Instagram chat and I'm chatting with someone like Stacy, one of us Stacy girls, Stacy, is a woman or girl or man, not a woman, but I'm speaking to her, but I'm not speaking to me. I know. So the thing I'm saying, the layout of him, me chatting to Mr. Stacy is like basically it's just Instagram. It's just you have one person on one side and one person on the other side, and that's basically how I talk to people like you. I can't control what you say. It comes from another dimension. It comes from you, not me, because I can hack it and control it and take it over what you say, but that would be illegal. But I can do that literally because it doesn't stop me. It doesn't stop me from actually doing those things. So it's kind of legal, and Obi doesn't like those things. Because damage can happen to him. You can hijack Obi, but hijack his mind, and that's how Obi is like the leader of organizations. So he really hates it. Basically, you go to WhatsApp chat, and you have one side chat, and if I say something, it doesn't apply on my side, so your side can't appear on my side, and my side, it's all disconnected. We can't share a dimension of chatting. Because say the same thing at the same time. Basically, in the way can jinx. Basically, Obi has a jinx problem, and Obi is like, why are you saying those things? So the same reason, but you're not saying it for the same reason sometimes. People use it. So replay means reasoning and rationale. You're not saying it for the same time. So go to Eze. Eze is basically president. So Eze is running a constitution. So we have a tried constitution model. So Eze is king or leader or power, but he has power to kill. So he has a big sword, you know. He has the, you know. Doesn't matter what Obi is, how you saw, you know. Obi has can create this destroy stuff, can create anything, can destroy, you know, as quickly as the way, because you know that's the foundation. If it can be built, it can be destroyed. If it can be built, Eze has the sword. Now Eze has the sword and the gun and everything and the time, but he's scared shitless of Obi. You know, E for Echo, Z for Zero. So we have a running joke, you know, if Eze can has all the power, you know, what is Obi? What can Obi do create? It's kind of like philosophical, you know, but quite philosophical. So you know, this one is a toy. If Eze can have all the power in the world, and basically, Eze can has a power in the world, then there's nothing for English to create. So it's a dilemma because if Eze, the king, has all the power in the world, you know, to create everything, and he creates everything, you know, with his own space and time, and Eze just copies it. Isn't that copyright infringement? So that's the joke. The guys from Monaco, copyright infringement. So it's a copyright infringement joke. Infringement joke, you know, because he just copied it one for one, but you know, Eze created from scratch. You know, so who runs it? So that's what the joke is, copyright infringement. So that's why that's how Eze and Obi gets to know each other. And how does Uche? So Uche is knowledge. Anything that Obi can do, create, Eze can create, what they all can create, Uche can do the same. But he needs the formal proof. Because Eze lives in the moment. Eze likes to live in the moment because the moment is here and now. OBI is here and now, but you know, basically before I was in the board, OBI was in my head. I was like wearing hospital clothing, you know, the ones they gave people. And OBI was not sick, you know, he was wondering where this clothes everything was just his body, you know, and that was Namdi, you know, metaphysical. He said, I was in Korea in my head, in that place in Korea, somewhere in Korea, in Girls Junior's song, oh G, no, because that's the song I loved, you know. I know that place, but I was there because I know that place. But and then all of a sudden I was in the hospital clothes. I was not, and that scared Obi because Obi was only one in it. You know, that's the man that wanted it, and that basically what I detained on the 1st of January. Basically on the 30th of January, that's the day I was in Korea. No, the 20th of January. The next day on the 30th of the 10th. So that's how it came to being detained. And the 1st of January I was in Burgess Hill, Sussex Ford, because Obi was the future. Obi is the future, and the future is now, here and now. So we basically Obi is the future because here and now, tomorrow doesn't exist yet, but tomorrow is deterministic. If the function does exactly what it is in this space of time, we control tomorrow, and tomorrow is the same as today. You know. But Obi's scared of tomorrow too. Because he's not in Nigeria. You know, he's supposed to be in Nigeria, fucking guy. What are you doing here? You know, but you know, the kind of thing I'm saying, because you know, I was singing that song OGG by Girls' Generation, which is Girls' Generation. You know, I love that song. So I'm saying, so the goal today is to talk about some things called definition. Open definition. So open is very important. So the oral seal is the passport. A for alpha, U for umbrella, A for alpha, U for umbrella, R for Romeo, A for alpha, S for Sarah, E for echo, A for alpha, L for Lima. This is an oral seal's passport, and that's what the passport is. So you have a trident passport also. You get Uche, Eze, and OB, because you know it's a Nigerian passport. Because you know once you live in the constitution, you're born, you get a passport. When you can work hard, because you know it's a Nigerian model. You get given the passport. You get begin given a part of it. You don't get to apply for it. Okay? You don't apply for the passport. You know, this was a policy. Very possibly guarded with the trident model and the safety position material. You know, because I don't like passport thieves or identity thieves. I call them. So we got the local journals, which are the diaries. So the vlogs. You know, you can tell me what to do. You know. So you get Uche is knowledge. Uche is knowledge, but he doesn't the same power as Eze. You know, basically in the army, you know, they rank the same. You know, whether the man is smart, you know, Uche and Eze rank the same. You know, so the correct what will Obi rank? Obi can create this for Uche and Eze. You know, he we don't know where he is. Yeah, you know, because you know you can't. You know, it's like me. It's like you know, it's basically having something new, your frame of reference you can't define, but everyone experiences it. You know, because you know, you can experience what it is, but it doesn't frame it. Like you know, it's like words describing something that you can describe. You know, it's not a moment because you know the thing that this someone has an account of something and he forgot it. I can't remember what it is, but he wrote something up. He made a kind of a poem up, and that we couldn't know what that thing was. You know, but that thing he saw that thing, and he never saw it again. And that thing was in the history books, and no one knew what it was. You know, this is what I'm saying. This kind of ontological reference of the relation because it didn't exist then, but he forget what the thing was. This man, it was in 1893. 1863, no, 1873. I don't know. In the 18 in the 19th century, in the 19th century, only the 18th, in the 19th century, this man was on a horse ride, and they come across something. He saw something, and he went across. Basically, there's no Roman. You have the Greek mythology there, you know, but we don't. We have the Romans as invariants, because Romans cause harm to the English. We can't copy Roman numerals. We only have Greek numerals. We have Roman numerals, because the Romans use the Greeks as a policy. So basically, it works that way. So that's the policy, very positive. Because I love the Romans, the work they did, but I don't like how they used it. So that's why open access is a constitutional model. So the how they always used the stuff was not the way the Greeks used it. Because I love the Greeks method of using stuff. Greeks had good stuff alive, a lot of good stuff alive, but the Romans used them wrongly, and those were the problems. So we can't use them. We can't take the Romans can take learn from the Romans too, how they did it, but we can't learn from the Greeks. So it has to be part of the organization. So it's like words are rigid, and because think of it. So basically, words are rigid, but words are rigid. Like using words are fluid and rigid, but the rigidity lies into the fluidity and the rigidity. The words can be fluid and rigid, but the difference is, the only difference in English is that they're accurate and precise at the same time. Lies the term language can be language is fluid, language is dynamic and fluid, but in the rural context you have some kind of a disconnect, because you can say Obi. Obi, yes, you can you can call me Namdi, but which way you get to example? You can call me Namdi. Why you go to Uche as a how do you say? Because you can call me who you want me to call me, but I'm tripolar. I don't listen to you. I listen to what's my framework of open access. So you don't need to know that my reality of that, but you need to know who you're talking to address the social something. Hey Uche, you're so smart. Why haven't you taken a break? Why can't you take a break? Because if you take a break to Uche's working today. He's working making this video. So who's the hook? So it's either like going to his compound or something in his mind, but that place is real. It's real to me. It is real and it's not a problem. So which dimension of person or yes, which essay or which who are you trying to address? So what was my next point? She distressed. So everyone's allowed two constitutional pets, or I never harmed them. Two guard dogs. Not one guard dogs. Two guard dogs. Two sets of guard dogs, and that is one dog, one cat. No, one set of dogs and one set of cats. Both are big cats, so basically they're guard cats. But so they are basically meant to be family pets. So two sets, one guard dog, one female guard dog, one male guard dog, one male female cat, and one male. But it's like kind of like small lynx. Because she allowed the lynx in the room, because the lynx are house cats, but they are friendly enough to be, because they're animals too. So they can keep mice, but you don't own them. They are part of the family, so you can own pets like consumer framework. You can't buy pets, you can't eat pets, because they are part of the consumer framework. So you cannot take pets to live unless you have a collocation, you have an oral seal to do so. You have a consensus to do so. So so you can come up with your pet anytime, anytime you want. But that's the politics. I don't like animal cruelty. I don't like it. I hate it. In fact, destroying. Okay, so copyright. What about copyleft? Copyleft. So if copyright is thieving, copyleft is copying. Copying. Basically, if copyright is stealing something. If I got money, like a Nigerian banknote, and you copy the person, you haven't stolen anything. You just copied it. You haven't stolen because the money is what the value. For example, the money is the value. This is what copyright laws, madam. The money is the value, and the money, if it's £20, if it's 20 naira that you copied, what is that value? It is worthless to you now. It is worthless. So anyone can make $30. That's what called copyleft. So the copyleft is void and the copyright is void. So we have copyleft in this framework and copyright, and because copyright means you copy and you can be because it's basically about trade. Money are not negotiable for me. So I don't like money in that sense, because I see my cousin little copied a £20 note, 20 he was a knight, he was copying a Nigerian note. And Nigerian notes were easy to forge. It's still easy to forge. If you go to if you're doing 2 hours per night, 1 hour per night, 45 minutes to 1 hour, sometimes 30 minutes, it is the best day, 30 minutes one day, telling me another day, every night by 9 p.m. He'll go into get a candle, he light the candle, he'll get a paper, sheet of paper, A4 paper, he'll create and he was copying it, and he was still sell that but he would sell it for half the price because he has a middleman. He has if he didn't have a middleman, that means you can't get to him, So he says, so if you get a 20 naira note, he will sell it for 10 nairas. But if you know naira note, if he makes a 40 naira note, he will sell it for 20, Because he can fold like 100 naira rolls, but he didn't like to risk it because there's too much security on it, So he done like he was okay with 50 naira, so he gets 25. I'm telling you guys the truth. His name is Yudi Chuku, but you don't have to believe me. It's not everything. You don't have to believe me, you guys. You guys don't care. You don't have to believe me. I saw him because he thought I was stupid or something, but he was saying, why are you? I was like happy he was doing it because he felt, I was so happy. Thank you, Yudi. I love you. Thank you. I clap for you because I survived. No matter what I done, whether the money or dad lost that money, there were things that nice. But my brother, and that's what I'm saying. Nigeria, if it was Nigeria, I would make this video and I would lie. It's not evidence. Where's evidence? But this man had a middleman. So where's the other middleman? Get all the middlemen. Go and arrest them. I have no sorry in it. I'm saying that's the point. Let me show you. If you're gonna fight one, you're gonna fight all of them, and I'll fight you because you put food in my mouth. You were against me. People who know the way. So one last thing. So I would like to address this problem formally, but so basically there's a problem here. So basically, the channel mind. So basically, the problem of mind address. So basically, when we perceive something, it's full of perception, and this one is manners. So this is a perception problem. So I've put it say I'm about to reference. So this is my Lapis integration framework. Lapis integration.
Are you the kind of person who knows things? Things like you can get a domain from Squarespace, not just a website. Well, now you are that person, because now you definitely know you can get a domain from Squarespace. Something
so this is
like
the Lapis integration. So the Lapis integration is half of the dimension. So you have a half dimension, but you can do things in a half. So
a Squarespace domain and website brings it to life, all in one.
So I have to try to get my Squarespace domain on website. So you have to go here. So who's fucking them? So you have a Lapis dimension. So you get a Lapis dimension, which is a half a whole, because you do this as a half. When you're about to do stuff, you're thinking about how you're gonna do it. But when you just do it, you're not thinking about it, so that's why everything's half. So processing is done and sorted. You really thought about it. But that thinking, when reinforced, is just the action. You know what I'm saying? It's just you don't have to think about it. You can block it. You don't have to, because once you start blocking your thoughts, your thinking, you start processing your reprocessing. So basically, this is an aux star, and what is a noise star? You go on auxiliary star. Am I thinking about doing this? And you go to a noise star and an aux star. So basically, the noise star is just a star, but you don't have to, this one is just your thinking. The thinking is of the processing. It means you don't think and you don't process. You don't look for new solutions. Because problem means you're looking for new solutions and identifying new problems in the framework already. So problem is not needed, but problem is what it is. So you get on AUX, which is an aux star. Auxiliary star. It's basically based by Z, the kind of auxiliary angles of geometric properties like Z, angle Z adds up to Z adds up to 180, 180 because they're two opposites, and angle C is so the angle C is inside as was 180. The angle Z is we get two sides. So F is 90 degrees. Z is what? Z is collinear. I don't understand that term collinear. Because correlation is a correlation and it's a linear. So the collinear is this correlation, but it's a linear relation. So C is not collinear. F is like 90 degrees, but it's collinear. But angles in the triangle add up to 180. But this is opposite angle. So opposite, this is Z, opposite side angles. This is add up to 80 or 180 degrees, because the Z angle is opposite two angles, so it gets 180 minus, for example, 180 minus 272. If I'm right, it's like I don't open the page 62. What is 80 minus 62? No, I'm sorry. 180 minus 62 is 118. And the 90, so the C angle is 90. 90 divided by 4 is 252.4. This is C, and the 90, basically, and the F angles are equal. So the F angles are not 90. So if F is 22, the other edge will be 55. So if F one angle is 55, the other, if you make the right angle, let up to an angle is an F. It doesn't have to be in a right angle, but these are just like a right angle property, because these two are 90 because they're an F, but they share transformation places. So the kind of Laplace equation was in geometry, and whether the collinear system was, because they are correlation between linear dependency. There's a linear correlation, which I'm thinking of. This is why this works. Okay, so definition. So the mind address or definition. So basically, what I'm saying. So how do we define things from as it shapes our perception? How define things that can change our perception? Basically, yeah. So if it's a toy, is this really a toy? Can it be only a toy? Can I say whether a brain game, well, it's just a toy? So you can't be nothing else but a toy. Or is it a soldier? Is it a soldier or a toy? Is it a toy soldier? That's the kind of rule system. Because I used to say, is it a toy? Or is it a soldier? Or is it a soldier toy? But the soldier toy is the intermediate radar, because we use for good or bad, promoted truth, because the dimension is education. If it's a toy, we talk about toys, because we talk about education. The topic of the dimension is education. Is it if I'm using it in an educational context, I'm using it for education matters. But is it good education promoted with this kind of soldier toy, or is it a bad education? You can use it for good or bad. So that's the kind of idea. A pen is the writing problem. So this is basically the ontology boundary. So a pen is a cylindrical project containing ink. No. Basically, a pen is a cylindrical object called. This is not trouble. This is a pen, but a pen is a cylinder. This is what Claude said. A pen is a cylindrical. No. Marcus says no. This is wrong. No, because you can pick and break. This doesn't explain why they are. With this pen here, this is cylindrical, yes, but I can break it, so I can have different properties. So if I can't break this, it's not a pen. It is not a pen, because if I break it in two this way, it stops being cylindrical. I change this property. So the kind of thing I'm saying, the definition is fragmented. It's not for. A pen is a writing equipment. Writing equipment. It's a writing instrument. It's a writing equipment. It's a writing instrument because you can use it to write. It's containing ink. A pen is a cylindrical object connecting with the tip of a marking surface. The tip of, yes, you got a marking surface, yes. It's got a cylindrical frame, which is kind of basically this type of definition that OB uses. So he has to identify what this is in his criminal for us, because he can be useful. He can be doing this. He can be hitting him on his hand to see whether it maintains the properties. But if it doesn't fit the definition, it doesn't get it. So OB's a white room is for just taking this apart, which we're gonna do now. Because I have to do the first video on the white room. So this pen is like, I see this thing, but it's still, it's not cylindrical. It is not, and it doesn't, it's a cylindrical object. This one said, this is a smooth surface, it's not cylindrical. I'm feeling the texture, it's smooth, and Obi said this is not a pen. This is the inside of a pen, but this pen is cylindrical. Why can't I just use it to write? Why can't I use this to write? This is just the case of it now. I know the casing, but Obi, in other words, this pen is not a pen. This is what a pen. This is not a pen. This is your mind fragmented. This is just a pen. The person says this is a pen. This is not a pen. This is just what you made to call it a pen. But it's not a perfect pen. It's a stupid pen. It's a pen that you used to write, but because you are angry or depressed, you're sad, you made it this way, and that's why the Obi framework is 6 hours work a day. Because you can define the pen properly. You can make a proper pen that's cylindrical and contains ink with a tip and surface mark. And I can put it back, the surface mark is here, but why is it also inside? A pen is writing, so yes, this is the pen, I can write with this. So basically, I'm writing with this, but it's a smooth surface, so I'm gonna write with this. So basically, the problem with this is, so writing to weapon stabbing, it can be used by weapons as a stabbing for children, because children can use it wrongly by accident, to hurt people when they're angry. Or breathing tube, hollow, emergency tracheotomy. So this is the emergency tracheotomy, and this is what they say. The emergency is almost it's not here. So this is the emergency tracheotomy. This is the so this pen is here, and the work is intended. And it says you get like a projectile. What is this? So I'm writing. Go write this now. I love you, Obi. So I think I'm right with this. It's not a good pen, but it's not stable. So I'm right with it because I'm trying to prove my point. I love you, Obi. I love you, Obi. It's so hard to write with, and it's not a pen anymore to me. It's a useless writing equipment. Uche will not use this pen. Uche is not, because Uche is not gonna write with this kind of pen after Obi showed him this, I love you, Obi, for telling me this. And this is what Obi to Obi, I love you, Obi, I love me. And Obi says, I love me too. And and basically, you see this thing, you see basically, Obi, Uche writes Obi, but it comes from the same angle. Basically, see this text, it's like going from left to right. But it goes left to right in one dimension. It doesn't change the dimension. It just go up to start going up to down. Because I'm relaying to myself. I'm saying, I love you too, Obi. I love you, Obi. I love you too, Uche. And they're talking together about love. But they don't know what love is. So basically, this is what I'm saying. The protocol is just their frame of reference, relaying that thing. This is just a conversation between Ubi and Obi, and they're talking about pens. And then Uche says, Obi, what is a pen? And they say, basically, this is not a joke. So, because Uche is now confused on something. So, trochero pen. So and Obi says, when system fails, and then how does Obi reply? Obi then replies, when systems fail, we'll build our realm. And that is Obi's white rim. That's Obi, because Obi went so far outside the constitution, because I've been so far abroad, and that's how Obi was born. Obi just went out. Basically, there's a lot of greenery anyway, but Obi went so far that they call it dangerous. Anywhere when I safe, that's what Obi should go. And that's it. I'm allowed you to be free in the constitution, but I'm not to go twice. I'm going, because it's going to get better. So as a policy, it's basically how long try? I told 15,000 kilometers. 15,000 miles. No, I traveled 30,000 miles. No, I traveled an hour. No, I traveled 2 hours. 2 hours. How much time miles? 2 hours to miles. No. Basically, my longest trip was on a coach, and that was a whole day. 24 hours in that day. So 24 hours in that day. No, 2 days. 2 days. No, 4 days I traveled. No. 3 days because I was in a coach to church, to Jewish church. That's 24 hours. And that was first day of Passover. And that took 24 hours that day. But I had to go there for 2 days. So I stayed there for 2 days. One day getting there. Another day getting there as Uche, Oji, and Odom. And that was 24 hours time plus 24 hours. That's 48 hours. I told them, so I'm going to triple it. Because it's triple. So 48 hours times 3. 48 hours times 3 is what? It's 1,444 hours of travel time in miles. That's the maximum a child does to travel. But with consent, it's just times 2. So times 2 with consent by himself. It's 96 hours. 96 hours of travel in the XYZ. But with consensus, it's bound by 93, and for 3 hours times 3. By themselves, they can go. And that's the policy, go in, go back. Some of the children have guys, when they don't want to. But they have to come back safely to the ground and place to safe. And that's 114, 14 times 3 is 144 hours. So that's basically, now you get to know Obi, Uche, and Eze. So Obi has a white room. So the white room is like, basically, Namdi, I went out of places I've never seen, and that was not Nigeria. That was in Nigeria, but it wasn't a BFN territory. It wasn't like sovereign, and I liked the places I've been. But that was in Nnewi, Anambra State, and moved from to Lagos. Lagos, when I go to Lagos, Lagos, which was the capital at that time. But at that time, there was flourishing. And there's a lot of things to do. But I crossed all the areas, and that was outside the Nnewi, because my dad moved to a farm. But I had somewhere else to go. Where did I go? There was no churches, no nothing. Basically, I was going to something, no churches, no churches. I was going by myself to somewhere because my dad went to the school. Where did I go? I said, where did I go myself? Myself, I went to. Because I have to remember what I went to. No. Yeah, basically, I went somewhere far. I can't remember because I went to see the game. So I went to see the game, and the game was in my friend's house in Oshita. On Oshita, I've been to my friend's house. So that should be a bit. You can go to your friend's house for you stop. Oshita, so what's that place? I went to Nigeria. I went to Oshita. I've been to Nnewi. I've been to Anambra State. I've been to Enugu. I've been to Lagos. I've been to. Oh, basically, I went to see my friend in a shop, and that shop was very, very far. and that shit was very far, but it was like 15 miles away. So that 15 miles should cover this kind of system. Even though we just add it because the flow 15 miles, because it's not going to make sense. Basically, 15 miles for Lagos, near Anambra State, Lagos Lagos, which is the capital at the time. When I was 8 years old, 8 years old, I went there. No, 8 9 years, and I was basically this guy was having fun. Am I lying? No. No, I think it was my friend's house. I went to meet my friends in a barber shop. Yes, the barber shop, but I don't remember the barber. Because I never been to that barber shop. I can't remember, because basically, I remember what it was like, but they only missing me in that barber shop. But that was where I met my friend in my dream, because I replayed it in my dream, and it was a barber shop I met my friend. And my friend left and paid, because, but I don't remember that place I went, because, that's what I'm saying. So things keep happening, because you can meet their friends as a policy. And that was 25 miles I went, 25 miles of the journey I went, and I met my friend. And he misses me too, because his father doesn't run the shop. His father runs the shop. His father runs the shop, and I was there in his father's shop. You know what I'm saying? Barber shop. I think it was in Odisha. Any good, no.